Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Six Figure Agent Podcast. So we have a special episode for you today. I have my wife, Abby, on today. How you doing?
Hi, everybody. Good.
Awesome. So I thought I'd bring Abby on because she has been selling real estate with me now for about 5 years, and she is the master of building relationships and working with buyers. I haven't seen anybody better at building relationships than she does. So that's what we wanted to talk about mostly today. So it's going to be a different format, more of a conversation as opposed to the interview style you might be used to. And the questions are going to be more just conversational. So get ready to take some notes and learn how to build your referral database through relationships. All right, let's do this. So Abby, let's first start off by working buyers. So, some of our sources of buyers over the years have been, of course, referrals through our past clients, through our centers of influence. And we've also done like pay-per-click and Zillow, Realtor.com. We've done Craigslist. We've done Facebook ads. So we've done all different sources of buyers, open houses. So, but let's start with internet leads.
Uh-huh.
What do you need to do to be successful with internet leads? Like, how fast should you be calling them back? Can you call them once and stop calling after that? Like, what's the right attitude to have when going in with those types of leads?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to call them just once and never call them again. So the best thing, first, I just want to say you're so sweet and thank you for saying all those sweet things about me. When you get a Zillow lead or any internet lead, the number one thing obviously you want to do is just answer that call right away. If you do happen to miss it, the best thing would be to get, back in touch with them, call them back within the next minute or two. Fastest.
Yep, exactly. I see that, I talk to a lot of agents all the time and they're like, these leads are no good, and they're always blaming the leads of why they're not closing deals off of these buyer leads. And it's usually because they think they can talk to them one time and close a deal. That's not the case in our experience, right?
Exactly. Yeah, no, you definitely have to talk to them multiple times. And, the first time you're talking to them, you just really want to get, their motivation and what they're looking to do. And, what's not only just their price, are they relocating? What's their motivation? Just learn more about them and what they're looking to do so that you can help them the best way.
Exactly. And we use a script for that we call the structure of a call that goes over location, motivation, are they pre-qualified for a mortgage, set the appointment. And it's a good flow that we like to use. So it's not really a script per se. However, it's a really good outline to follow that has some powerful questions. So let's go ahead and link that up in the show notes so people can go to our website at ajmida.com and go to this specific episode and get that script. That's the best that we've found to use when calling buyers.
Definitely.
So you follow up a lot. We have set period of time and these email campaigns that we put them on, and in the text templates, we have set texts we actually send them. So we have a complete system around it, and everybody should have a system around it. But once you actually set the appointment and you meet with them, in your opinion, do you think it's better to meet them at a Starbucks first, or just going and showing them the house that they might have inquired on? What are your thoughts on that?
Definitely, I think that if you can get them, over the phone, if it's just a natural conversation and you're doing your LP Mama, as we call it, script, and you can do it very normal, doesn't have to sound scripted. Once you practice that a ton, you will sound natural at it, so it won't be salesy, kind of thing. And I think the best thing to do is definitely to meet them at a Starbucks first, if you can, either your office or a Starbucks. That way you're just sitting down with them first to get an idea of, who they are. It's, for us too, for being, women too, it was just a safety thing for us as well, for myself, for sure, that I felt more comfortable meeting them at a Starbucks first, as opposed to just running out and meeting them at the house. So if you can get them to meet there, that way too, you can kind of go over who you are, you can find out who they are, and you can find out if you are going to be a good match to work together. And you can explain to them, just what you do, or what, if you're on a team, what your team does to help buyers, and kind of just go through all that and the paperwork and do it all ahead of time. So definitely that way too, if you run out and just show them a house right away, what we found too is they may hate that house. They may not like it. And so then you're not set up for success to, show them any more homes, because you don't know what they love and what they don't love. You don't know their criteria or anything about them, really. So the biggest thing for me too was just to be able to show them, hey, that way too, if you don't like this one house that you're calling on that you saw online, I have a lot more homes that I can show you that would fit your criteria better. So it's just good to meet up with them first and know that.
Exactly. And when we actually meet with them, we're going over our buyer presentation, our buyer interview questionnaire. And what's cool about meeting them first, and sometimes obviously we do meet them at the house, because some people are just going to really push back and not want to meet at a Starbucks first. And that's more of a judgment call. If we feel like they're qualified, ready to do something, we'll go ahead and meet them at the house. However, we love meeting them at a Starbucks or a Panera. Any local coffee shop works best, closest to the houses they want to see, because you really do get a chance to build that rapport, go over the buyer interview, and actually position yourself as the expert. Because if you just pop by, show them one house, they don't like it, and then you don't have anything else lined up, you don't build any rapport, you don't position yourself as an expert. And what we found too is when you don't position yourself as the expert from the beginning, it makes the whole transaction go not as smooth, right?
Yes.
Like we've had team members in the past that didn't spend time positioning themselves as the expert, and they were more likely to have deals fall apart because their buyer didn't trust their recommendations on repairs or even getting it under contract and negotiations. The agent kind of got pushed around. How do you feel that's pretty important?
I agree. Yeah, it's definitely very important. And I think that, one of the number one things is that your clients and your buyer clients trust you, and that they trust that you are the expert, that they trust that the market, how to repair negotiate for them, what happened, they want to trust you, that what to do if the home doesn't appraise. They want to know, each step of the process. And so if you're not making them feel comfortable and feel like it's, relationship based, and that also you're very smart, that you are an expert at what you're doing, that makes a whole world of difference. And I've had people just even explain, clients that have explained that to us too. Just thank you so much for knowing what's going on and explaining it to us. So yeah, trust is a huge thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a little bit of extra work up front to position yourself as the expert, and it just pays off so big throughout the transaction. And another thing that we do, if we do meet them at the house first, we highly, highly, highly advise that you have a couple other houses that are similar to that first one to show them, in case they don't like that first house. Because if they don't like the first house, there's nothing else to show them. They kind of associate that bad house with you, and they don't know how the process works with buyer's agents. So they kind of think, well, hey, this person showed me this house. I need to go back to Zillow tonight and inquire on a bunch of other properties and call in other agents. They may think that you don't have anything else available, when as agents, we all know that we all have access to the same houses on the MLS. So that's a good strategy for that too.
Definitely.
Cool. And as far as open houses go, that hasn't been a huge focus of our team, just because we get so many leads other ways. However, when you have done open houses, what do you think is a good strategy for when people come in, like how you're greeting them? Are you walking them through the house and showing them that, hey, this is the kitchen? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, you're just greeting them, act normal. I guess the big thing, just be yourself. When they, walk in, you're definitely just going to introduce yourself. Obviously, you can tell if they come in with an agent, if they don't. So just kind of observe. Also, we would just, a lot of times what I would do is just walk them through a little bit of the house. And then obviously that's important for sellers as well, and us working on the seller side as well, just to have that agent with the buyers through their homes, just so they, are comfortable with that. And there's not just random people and not people's bedrooms and that kind of thing. But when you're walking them through, just giving them that space, not being right on top of them, letting them kind of just talk and explain. And definitely I just ask them questions, how long have you been looking? Ask them if they are working with an agent, just things like that, just to kind of, feel them out, kind of see what they're looking for, ask them, just how many open houses they've been to today, that kind of thing, just so you can kind of get their motivation. And then that way, if they're not working with an agent, you can kind of talk to them a little bit more and have them sign up on a sign up sheet to give them more information of other homes that are available. Because I think the biggest thing, and kind of what you said too, is they find a home online or they're going through an open house. Chances are they're not going to just want that one home. That's just the chances. So what the important thing I think to do too is then position yourself so they know you can show them anything else on the market, whether it's for sale by owners, things on the MLS, things on Zillow, everything. You want them to know that you can show them anything on the market, not just this house.
Exactly. Because, if you put yourself in the shoes of a buyer going to an open house, that they might be a little nervous. They're a lot of times they're trying to avoid the agent if they're there because it's a little awkward. So you just want to be there as a really a trusted advisor, an expert on the market, and not pressure them into anything, and make them feel super comfortable. Like, hey, like, is it, do you like this house? Like, kind of feel them out, but don't make them feel like you're trying to sell them that house. Because 95% of the time, it's not going to be the right house for them. So you want to make it just seem like, hey, I'm glad you came by. I have all these other houses that I can show you. What are you really looking for? Because most of the times, the house isn't in their budget. It's too big. It's too small. So we want to get their proper criteria too, if possible. And we have that time to do that during the open house. And what you said is key about capturing their information on a sign-up sheet, because that puts us on the offense to actually follow up with that person as opposed to just saying, oh, thanks for coming. Here's a flyer, right?
Exactly. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even carry business cards because if you hand out a business card, most likely that's going in the wash, it's going in the garbage. Like, they're most likely not going to call you off your business card. So I always just like to say, even if it's just out and about, hey, I actually don't have any business cards on me. What's your phone number? What's your email? Or I'll just pull them up on Facebook right there and friend request them. So be thinking about that in all your marketing practices, not just open houses. You always want to be capturing their information in any way possible. Cool. What else can you think of with the buyers, with the different buyer sources? I think we covered most of what we've done.
Yeah, definitely. That's the biggest, especially for online, for open houses. When you're meeting with even just your sphere of influence, people that are friends and family, because obviously that's a huge part of our business. That's a huge part of my business. And so, when meeting with them too, obviously that's going to be easier. It's not going to be, like you said at the open houses, just don't make things awkward. That's the biggest thing. Like, don't be awkward. So if even with friends and family, sphere of influence, it's easier when you're meeting with them because you know them, you have a connection with them. But I just think the important thing too is to still be very professional with them and to meet with them, even before you're going to see houses. Obviously, I don't know, go to lunch or go to breakfast. A big thing for me is just meeting people for coffee or tea or whatever, lunch, dinner, breakfast, and just kind of making that a more professional setting as well before you go out and even show them homes, just so they get that same experience that you would give to other clients, because obviously you already have that connection, but I just think that's important too, just to, stay professional in that as well and still be able to have fun and be, good friends while doing it.
Exactly. And I love that, it's just building that relationship and, serving them, like you would anybody, just treating them like a person as opposed to just a sale. And what we do, and we always try to remind our team members or people that we coach, is you got to be excited in this business. It's like, if you're calling back your leads and you're just going through the motions and, you're not smiling while you're on the phone, because that always comes through, or you're, not standing up. So you don't have that energy. I'm always standing up even on these podcasts. If you see me in the video right now, I'm standing, I smile a lot to keep the enthusiasm going. And you just got to get them excited about buying a house. This is an exciting time in their life. People don't buy houses for the most part every year. It's maybe their first home or maybe they're downsizing. So it's a little bittersweet. So, you got to just get them excited. You got to keep them excited. You got to show them you're excited for them. And that's really going to help with converting leads into buyers. People just don't want to work with people with low energy that are down all the time and negative, right?
Exactly. Yeah. No, they don't. They don't want to work with people like that. And I love what you said too. That's a huge important thing that I love, I guess, the most, is being able to help them in that exciting time of their lives, whether they're single, whether they're just getting married, engaged, having a baby, growing their family, all these things, or it's families that have raised children in their homes and now they're downsizing, or, the empty nesters, and whatever it is, it's an emotional thing for them. It's an important thing for them. And we just want to be a part of that, and we want to be excited and being a part of that for them. And I think just me going back to when I was a nurse full time at the hospital and just caring for people and just truly serving them. That's what we take into this, or what I take into this business as well, is just really wanting to serve them, wanting to know what's important to them, and knowing that no matter what, even if some people are just like, yeah, it's just a house, and moving on to the next thing, it's still an emotional thing. They still have memories there. Or they're getting ready to create new memories at a, new place. So for me, it's just really important, I think, for everybody to just, take a step back and realize that serving part of it, like you said, and especially you can apply that to any sellers. And obviously we're talking about, buyers right now. But I just think you can apply that to everybody.
Yep, exactly. I think that's great information. And before we jump on to more just relationship building and building your sphere and all that, just some things I see where buyers, agents, or agents in general who work with buyers, some mistakes they make is a big one. Once you have that buyer, and especially in this market, since it's low inventory, there's multiple offers. Last year we were counting like every multiple offer situation you were in, which was almost every time, and you were like 100%. You were like 10 out of 10 in multiple offer situations winning, and then we stopped counting. And because at that point, when the market's that competitive, a buyer needs to have that trusted agent on their side who's going to tell them the truth of what they need to do to get the house that they love. A lot of agents, new agents, or even experienced agents are just too afraid or not confident enough to just say, hey, look, you need to come to this price. You need to set these conditions on the offer to get the home if you want your offer to be competitive. I find a lot of weak agents will just let their client offer whatever the client wants to offer, because the client might think, they watch, HGTV and think they can offer 20 grand less on a house, when that's just not the market we're in anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. And like you said, the biggest thing, they just need to be educated. And a lot of people, because of HGTV, because of just knowledge in general that's on the internet and everything, a lot of them just think like, well, I already know how to do this. I already know what I want to offer. And like, that's awesome. I just always tell them, that's great. And I'm excited that you are confident, you know what you want to offer. And then I just kind of educate them a little bit, as to the market. And if we're going into this multiple offer situation, here's what we may need to do. And to be firm about that, you can still be loving, caring, all of that. But, obviously if people do the disc, I have a very high I personality. I love being around people, and I just bubbly and all of that. But a lot of the times I have to pull out that more dominant leader side of me too, that is just very, I guess to educate and just to show them that here's what we would have to do to get this. And if we don't do that, you are at risk of losing this home. Do you love it that much, that you could wake up tomorrow and not have it? Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with waking up tomorrow and not having it? So a lot of that, just to kind of educate them on the market, the numbers, all of those things. And then that way, if they still are adamant, that this is the amount that they want to spend or whatnot, then, you've educated them. You've done your job.
Yeah, exactly. It actually shows that you care more when you're willing to have those tough conversations and go against what they think they want, just to tell them the truth and to show them the why they need to do what you're recommending. So great. I love it. Awesome approach. So let's jump into relationships a little bit. So, half our business or so now comes from our sphere of influence, through referrals, through past clients, through our friends using us, and people that we know in the community to help them buy and sell their homes. What have you done specifically to do such a great job to nurture those relationships? Obviously, you love people. You already said that, and you're doing it just because you love it. And what's cool about being in real estate, just because by loving on people, you tend to get more business, which is a great thing, because we can obviously enjoy the life we want to enjoy and pour back into others and help them through our success that we're having. But what are you doing to nurture those relationships?
Yeah, one of the biggest things, like you said, it just pouring into others is so important to me, to us, obviously, as a husband and wife and everything. We want to do that. It's fun for us, something that we love to do. So I guess one of the things that I do is be purposeful, be very purposeful on setting up, like I was saying before, just coffee dates, lunch dates, meeting with them, and not just setting up those dates and then going and just talking about real estate, but really just learning what's going on in their lives. And, then that way you can position yourself that, hey, if you do have anyone else that's looking to buy or sell, we're, here for you. We're happy to help. We'd love to help, that kind of thing. So you're being purposeful on meeting with them, but also you're just being normal and having the relationship with them. Another thing, just that I love to do is when people are having babies or when they're getting married or birthdays, anniversaries, those kind of things, like keep those in a calendar or a spreadsheet or something too, and just really take cards, food, notes, whatever it is, just meeting with them. And obviously people's lives are really busy. So sometimes they won't have time to meet with you, but even just being able to run by their home and drop something off or something, it's just really important to me. It's something I just love to do naturally, but it's been, I feel like, very incredible for our business as well. Because when you do pour into others, they are grateful, and everybody wants, love to be appreciated. So I think just being able to do that on events. And another thing too is not just on birthdays or anniversaries or actual event times, but just in general, if you're really just thinking about them. I guess I'm just trying to be very purposeful on thinking of others, or going through our past clients spreadsheets and who they are, and going through our current friends and family, and just really looking over that once in a while, just to kind of be like, oh, I really want to text them. I do a lot of texting, lots of Facebook messaging, just to reach out to them to know, so they know that I'm thinking of them. And then in that, you can be purposeful with growing your business as well.
Yeah, I love all that, and the texting is so easy to do, and it's just a thought. And when you have that thought, when you're thinking of someone, just send them a quick little note. So many times, just because you always share the stories with me, you send somebody a little piece of encouragement through text, or the Marco Polo video app that you use, whatever the the way you send it out might be. But it means a lot to a lot of people, because we don't know what they're going through. We don't know if they had a bad day or if they're struggling with something. And just by, sharing something nice or letting people know that you're thinking of them, it really means a lot. And that's important. We all need to do a better job at encouraging others, and just being a supportive person. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're all going through this life together, and a lot of it too, people may not share some of the things that are going on with them, or things even that we've had going on with us or me. And it's just so nice when, even I get random texts and encouragement from others, and so many friends and family that will just encourage me. So it's just so nice to be able to give that back and pour into others, and just, like you said, just sharing that we're all in this together. And so I just want people to know that I, am there for them through the fun times in life, the really tough times in life, and just part of this journey. So it's just fun to be able to take your clients and friends and families along that with you. And obviously in doing that, it grows your business as well, because people do want to work with people they can trust and have relationships with. And people want to work with people who are excited about what they do, and, that they know that you love what you do, which is an important thing.
Love it. So to sum all that up, it's be an awesome human, love on people, and your business will grow.
Yes.
I love it. Awesome. And we're definitely, strategic, because that's a lot of just, random touches that we're doing. And that's great. It's needed. And we're also systematic in the sense of, we're also sending out postcards to our past clients and Sphere every month. We're doing client appreciation parties throughout the year. We're doing Thanksgiving Day pie giveaways, Valentine's Day giveaways, things like that, to really just make it more of a systemized thing, to where our team can just love back on our clients and our friends. So yeah, cool. Well, this has been awesome. Anything else that you want to add, or we'll hop off?
I think you said it all. I think we've covered it all. And I love what you just said at the very end, because I do want people to know that too, I guess, is the last thing, just that, it does kind of sound like it's all jumbled in a little way when we're just saying, like, here's what we do. And just, I loved what you said about it being strategic too, because it is a lot of that, what I do on a daily basis, but it is a lot of the strategic part too, so that we can duplicate that, in our business and the team and that kind of thing. So that way it is a systemized approach, because obviously in business you do need to have it. So.
Well said. Awesome. So we'll wrap this up on the same way we always do. If you want to send referrals our way, we would love it. We're in the greater Charlotte area of North Carolina, and we would love to serve all your clients' needs. So if you have any people moving to the North Carolina area, reach out, and we'll post our information in the show notes on our website at sixfigureagentpodcast.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.